Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dialoguing English.
The podcast where English is simple, emotional, practical, and sometimes unexpectedly stressful in very ordinary situations.
Situations that look small from the outside, but feel much bigger on the inside.
And today we are talking about one of those situations that almost everyone understands immediately.
Making phone calls in English.
A simple action that can feel emotionally overwhelming.
Because phone calls remove one very important comfort.
Visual reassurance.
There are no smiles, no gestures, no friendly facial expressions telling you everything is okay.
Just voices, silence, background noise, and your own thoughts filling the gaps.
And sometimes your thoughts are louder than the conversation itself.
Sophia, let me ask you something very honestly.
That sounds dangerous already.
Do you ever stare at your phone for several minutes before making a call you know you need to make?
More often than I'd like to admit. There's always that strange moment where the call feels emotionally heavier than the situation itself.
Yes, that hesitation is fascinating. The call hasn't even started yet, but your mind is already creating possible problems.
You start rehearsing sentences in your head, trying different versions, imagining possible responses, and somehow the call becomes a performance instead of a conversation.
And the longer you wait, the bigger the call feels. A 30-second conversation turns into something that requires emotional preparation.
I think phone anxiety is deeply connected to uncertainty. You cannot see the other person, you cannot read their reactions, and that creates a small feeling of vulnerability.
Especially in another language where you already feel slightly exposed, even in comfortable situations.
Exactly. Now imagine combining language insecurity with the unpredictability of phone calls. That combination creates hesitation, overthinking, and sometimes avoidance.
Let's describe that moment before dialing in slow motion.
Your phone is in your hand.
Your finger is hovering above the call button.
Your heart is beating slightly faster than normal.
You suddenly feel the urge to check something unrelated, like messages or social media.
A classic avoidance technique disguised as productivity.
Then the internal dialogue begins.
What if I don't understand them?
What if they speak too fast?
What if there is an awkward silence?
What if I forget a very simple word that I definitely know?
Overthinking transforms simple conversations into emotional challenges.
But something important to remember is that phone calls are not tests. They are collaborative moments between two imperfect humans trying to understand each other.
That perspective alone can reduce pressure. You are not performing, you are participating.
A helpful strategy is starting with something predictable and stable.
Predictable sentences create emotional grounding.
For example, "Hello, this is James speaking."
Simple, clear, and surprisingly powerful. It gives your brain a stable starting point.
Confidence doesn't come from complex vocabulary. It often comes from clarity and calm tone.
Let's imagine a real scenario. You need to call a clinic to schedule an appointment.
The anticipation already feels real.
Hello, I'd like to schedule an appointment, please.
Politeness immediately softens the interaction.
The other person usually responds kindly, which reduces anxiety faster than perfect grammar ever could.
Something learners forget is that kindness exists on both sides of the call.
Most people are not judging your language, they are simply trying to help.
Now let's talk about unexpected calls, which are emotionally different.
When your phone rings and you were not mentally prepared to speak.
That sudden moment of surprise can feel more stressful than planned calls.
You watch the phone ring while your brain quickly evaluates whether answering is a good emotional decision.
Sometimes curiosity wins. Hello?
That single word can contain nervousness, curiosity, politeness, and courage all at once.
Phone calls reveal vulnerability in a very honest way because you cannot hide behind preparation forever.
And yet, each call you answer builds a small layer of confidence.
Confidence rarely arrives suddenly. It accumulates quietly through repeated experiences.
Let's talk about what happens during the call itself.
The unpredictable middle part.
This is where listening becomes more important than speaking.
Active listening reduces anxiety because it shifts your focus away from self-criticism.
But misunderstandings are inevitable, especially when accents, background noise, or connection issues appear.
Background noise alone can transform clear sentences into emotional puzzles.
And then comes the polite confusion moment.
The moment where you pretend you understood, hoping context will rescue you.
We have all experienced that quiet internal panic.
But honesty is easier and less stressful.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
A sentence that creates immediate relief.
Another powerful one is, could you speak a little slower?
Slower speech creates clarity, and clarity creates calm.
Let's imagine calling customer support.
The patience challenge.
Waiting music starts playing, and suddenly you enter a strange, reflective state.
Elevator music becomes the soundtrack of your thoughts.
You begin questioning life decisions while listening to soft instrumental loops.
Laugh softly. Waiting music stretches time in a very philosophical way.
Eventually, someone answers.
Hello, how can I help you today?
I'm calling about an issue with my order.
Clear and solution-focused.
Problem-solving conversations actually build confidence quickly because your attention moves from fear to purpose.
Purpose reduces anxiety dramatically.
Let's talk about silence during phone calls.
Silence feels louder on the phone than in person.
We often interpret silence as judgment or disapproval.
But most of the time, the other person is simply thinking, checking information, or typing.
Silence is not rejection, it is processing.
That realization alone can transform your reaction to quiet moments.
Let's add a humorous situation many people recognize.
I feel exposed already.
The awkward goodbye moment.
You both say goodbye.
But nobody hangs up.
Then you say goodbye again.
And laugh nervously.
That small awkwardness is actually comforting because it reminds you the other person is human too.
Phone calls are full of these tiny, imperfect moments that make communication real rather than polished. Another emotional aspect of phone calls is the fear of making mistakes in real time.
Real-time mistakes feel more visible because there is no pause button.
But mistakes are evidence of participation, not failure.
Participation is always more valuable than silence.
Let's imagine forgetting a word mid-sentence.
That small mental blank.
Instead of panicking, you can describe the idea differently.
Communication is flexible even when vocabulary feels limited.
Sometimes laughter helps release tension.
Laughter signals safety in conversations.
Have you ever laughed during a phone call because you felt nervous?
Yes, and surprisingly, it made the conversation warmer instead of awkward.
Warmth is often more memorable than linguistic accuracy.
Let's talk about emotional tone.
Tone communicates confidence even when grammar is imperfect.
A calm voice can compensate for small mistakes.
And kindness creates patience from the listener.
Now imagine finishing a difficult call successfully,
That quiet feeling of relief.
followed by reflection.
You replay moments in your head, analyzing what went well and what felt uncomfortable.
Reflection is healthy, but self-criticism is unnecessary.
Progress happens through imperfect repetitions.
Every call you complete builds emotional resilience.
Even calls that feel messy are valuable learning experiences. Let's speak directly to the listener now.
If phone calls make you nervous, you are not alone.
Phone anxiety exists across cultures and languages.
Even fluent speakers feel it sometimes.
Confidence with phone calls grows through exposure, not perfection.
Start with low-pressure calls,
Friendly conversations.
short interactions.
Celebrate very small victories.
Answering calmly is progress.
Asking someone to repeat is progress.
Finishing a call without overthinking afterwards is progress.
One day, something subtle but powerful happens.
You answer the phone without emotional preparation.
Not because you are are perfect.
but because you trust your ability to handle whatever happens.
That quiet trust is real confidence.
And that confidence extends beyond language into daily life.
Thank you for spending this moment with us.
We hope your next phone call feels lighter
More human.
and far less intimidating.
See you in the next episode of Dialoguing English.
Take a deep breath before your next call,
Courage often sounds like a simple hello.
and that is more than enough.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.